Good day to you, Heyneke. How do captains of industry and government leaders cut through all the red tape and apply solutions to the problems?
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. I think what we need now in this country is servant leadership. And, we really need to go out there and serve our people. And I think the first thing to be able to do that is there was a question there and they asked people what they expect from the leaders. And the thing they value most is honesty. So I think once you're honest as a leader, then only can you accept that there's a problem, and then only can you put strategies in place to fix it. So we need people that's honest, that really want to serve their people, and then take the accountability if we don't serve them.
Now, coming from a sporting background, what are some of the lessons that you can apply to, in terms of business, in terms of decision-making?
Yeah, I think for any leader, before you can make a decision, you have to know yourself, you have to react under pressure, and then you also have to, to know your team. And then obviously you have to have a mission or a purpose for your team, and a set of values how you operate to improve the team. So any decision you make that's not really improving the team or helping the team, or just an ego decision, that's probably the wrong decision. And as a leader, you're allowed to make mistakes. You are going to make mistakes, but you have to learn from them, take accountability, move on, and put the right steps in place. But if you don't know your team and you're not aligned with the vision and the values of the team, you always take the wrong decision. So as a leader, you're there to serve your people. I can't emphasize that enough.
Now, we've seen in South Africa with this example, the Zondo Commission, how loopholes in business are exploited to further corruption. How does your program and what you stand for prevent that in entities?
I think that's a great question. In this country, and not just all countries, it's just in any leadership position, it's all about changing mindset. It's inspiring people by changing mindsets. And I think if you don't change mindsets, there's no use to do a lot of training. I'll take the analogy of rugby. If I have a player that gives away a lot of penalties, I can bring in refs to work with him. I can train him, but if his mindset doesn't change, he actually knows there's going to be consequences. He's not going to be in the team selected if he doesn't change his mindset, or if he buys into the values of the team and no, listen, I'm not helping the team by giving these penalties away. So it's not just training, it's all about changing mindsets. And as soon as the mindset changes, the player now realizes this, I'm not going to get penalties because we're going to lose games. So I think what's important for me and what we try and do with Dave and Michael, which is brilliant in this regard and in the industry, we want to go out there, inspire people and change mindsets, because only by changing a mindset, we can change behavior.
Now, you've touched on mindset and the importance thereof and being able to change that. Does your program have these built-in checks? Because once you've determined that your mindset needs to change, clearly there needs to be checks and balances to help managers make sound decisions in their businesses.
Yeah, I always believe it starts with the individual, and you can have all the checks and balances like I've just said. We have to teach people and to improve leadership and character building. Once you have the right character there, in rugby, in sport, in business and life, if your character is right and you can improve the character of a person, then obviously he's going to take the right decisions and he's going to live his life with integrity, and that's what we try and do. We just want to make a difference, inspire people, and I always believe everybody is leaders. It's not just the highest paid guy or the boss of the organization. There's a big difference. So we need to inspire people around us and build character, especially for youth as well. So definitely the program will definitely help that. And like I said, you want to inspire the people of the nation.
Now, Heyneke, your background was one where you had to make tough decisions fairly quickly. How do you go about training others to achieve this accurately?
Yeah, again, like I said, you have to know yourself and your team. And it's only through, first of all, the more experience you are, the more you can you make the right decisions. But you have to put in a position where you're going to get chances to make decisions. And you have to go out there as a leader and the organization and put these young entrepreneurs or young people in government to make decisions and mentor them to make the right decisions. And in rugby and training, you do a move like 1,000 times and there's a huge amount of pressure in the training field. So when you go into the field, it's easier. I had this thing with the Springboks where they say, hard training is combat. Easy training, hard combat. So if you really train somebody to make the right decisions under huge pressure, it will get easier. And if the pressure is there, you'll be So we need to help people to train people and to do assimilations where they can make these decisions and make mistakes and learn from them. Because you are going to make mistakes, but you have to learn from them. And the main thing is, leaders, you have to take accountability. Because at the end, the scoreboard, in my previous job, if you take the wrong decisions, the scoreboard's going to show that. You can't hide from that. But you have to learn from that and accept your mistakes and be honest with the team, inspire them, and then move forward.
Quickly, before we let you go, your thoughts on the upcoming British and Irish Lions tour. It's supposedly still going ahead. We are hearing that the Rainbow Cup and SA team's participation is in jeopardy. How will this impact on the Springboks' preparation for the upcoming British and Irish Lions tour?
Obviously, we want tough competition before the Lions series. I'm just happy that we go fourth in South Africa, because that's the ethos of the British and Irish Lions. But I think there's positives as well. A lot of our players are playing quality rugby overseas. The likes of Kobe's and Etzebeth, I can name almost half of the team, is either playing in Japan or in Europe. So at least they get that experience and they get that game time. But obviously, it would have been great if the Rainbow Cup can go ahead, just for the local guys to get some game time against more better competition. The domestic competition, the Currie Cup, was great, but we need that competition against better teams. But I think the great thing in the position we are in is that Russia is still involved. Job's been there. So for the first time in a long while, the national team had continuity, and that's always a great thing. But I think we can put out a brilliant team. And like I said, most of the team is still playing, so it will be a pity, but not the end of the world if it doesn't go ahead. But hopefully the British Irish Lions tour will go ahead, because we need that for the country. We need some positivity for the country and for our players, something to look forward to.
Thank you so much. That was former Springbok coach Heyneke Meyer chatting to us about the brand new leadership project that he has launched with partners and developed. It's all about developing more leaders in South Africa.